Chapter 17. Warm sunshine on her face woke Steph. She opened her eyes then closed them again as the bright light sent a sharp stab of pain into her head. Rolling to her other side, she tried again, and found that didn't hurt so bad. Her head still throbbed, but at least without the bright light directly in her eyes, it wasn't a stabbing pain. Moving slowly, so as not to jar her head, she got up and shuffled into the bathroom. When she was done there, she went to the kitchen and got a glass of water and a couple painkillers before shuffling back to her room. She should get dressed and do something, but with a head that felt worse than her last hangover, she couldn't find the motivation. Instead, she drank some of the water she brought with her before setting the rest of the glass on her nightstand. That's where she spotted her phone, and she checked to see if there was anything from Noah. Nothing. With that discovery, any motivation she might have had fled. She crawled in between the covers and pulled them up over her head. Maybe if she closed her eyes, things would be better when she opened them again. A phone ringing woke Steph. Her head was better, or it would be if that noise would stop. Without uncovering her head, she reached out and grabbed her phone from the nightstand. "What?" She answered it without looking at who was calling. "Where are you? Are you okay?" Her mother's voice was worried as it came over the line. "I'm fine, well, mostly. I'm in bed. I have a headache. I've been texting for hours. I've been sleeping." "Oh. I woke you." "Yes." Steph was losing patience for small talk. "Did you take anything?" "Yes, and I've got water. I'm hoping between the two and a little more sleep, it will pass." "All right then. I just wanted to make sure you were okay." "I'm fine, unless my head explodes or someone comes into the house and drags me out of bed." She wondered how much longer until Mom was going to take the hint and let her hang up. "That's not funny. But I'll let you go. Be sure to message me if you change plans or you leave the house." "Will do. Anything to get off the phone." Later then. The line went dead. Steph went limp for several seconds before she realized that if she'd missed several texts from her mother, she could have missed something from Noah. She turned on the screen and was instantly thankful she kept the brightness on auto. In the darkness under her quilt, it seemed bright, but she knew it would be much worse if she kept it all the way up. It only took her a couple minutes to deal with the notifications and check her texts. She'd received several, but all from Mom. She checked the time and decided that he could have gotten back to Tucson, but only if he'd left before she'd gotten up the first time. She wouldn't worry yet. She peeled the blanket back long enough to take a long drink of water and put the phone back, then covered her head again and closed her eyes. Experience had taught her distraction helped, so she tried to remember every moment of her fishing trip with Noah a couple days earlier. The last thing she remembered before drifting off to sleep was laughing about hooking Zach. Steph came awake slowly, aware only of the thick, fuzzy feel of her mouth at first. She opened her eyes and found it dark. The air was thick and warm. It took her a moment to remember she'd pulled the blanket up over her head. That's when she remembered the headache. At least that seemed to be gone. The foggy aftermath wasn't unfamiliar, but she was always afraid that after one faded, it would come back. Carefully, she lifted the quilt and peeked out. From the amount of light, it looked to be midday. Pain didn't stab through her eye and into her brain, both were good signs. She pushed the blanket back and sat up, blinked a moment and reached for the glass on her nightstand. In one drink she drained what remained of the water, then set it aside and picked up her phone. Her heart leapt. Excitement raced through her when she saw there was a text from Noah. "Noah, made it safe, hope you're out on the lake enjoying your day. Noah, I'm gonna try for a nap and I'll be at work all night but I'll check for messages when I can." She took a deep breath and relaxed a little. She didn't know why she'd been so worried about him making it home safe, but she had been. Knowing he was there safe made her feel better. She sent him a message back. Steph, I wish I'd been out on the lake too. Instead I had a headache and I've slept all day. Steph, I'll probably be up all night too. We'll see how it goes. Steph checked the rest of her messages, then set her phone aside and swung her legs off the side of the bed. She'd checked the time while on her phone, only to find she'd slept most of the day away. Her priority was more water. Headaches like this always left her feeling like she'd spent a week in the desert with no water. Then she should have just enough time for a shower before her parents got home.